YouTube, it's Rico, man. I'm back with another video, man. Y'all see what we got going on, man. We got another Trap Geek video, and it's actually a newer video at that. But before we even get started, I actually do gotta go get the charger for the laptop, but I'm gonna finish the intro real quick. But yeah, man, it's called Simple City versus 37th, the battle. Not the battle, but battle for the capital. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I don't know nothing about these two groups at all, so I'm gonna be honest. But we gonna react to it throughout the video. I'm gonna give y'all my reaction and my thoughts either way on what's going on and stuff, cause I know Trap Geek, he good as hell at informing us about what's going on with all these different groups and how stuff started and who's the main ones out the groups that's in the spotlight and stuff like that or whatever. But yeah, man, y'all see what's going on, man. But if you brand new to the channel or you been subscribed, been watching videos on the channel but not subscribed, then I want y'all to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, man, and help our channel get to 5K, man. If you brand new or you been watching videos and not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. And also don't forget to tell your friends and family, because if you enjoy this type of content, they might enjoy this type of content as well and become supporters of the channel as well and help us get to 5K. And don't forget to also leave a like and comment on the video so this video can get recommended to a larger audience of people and hopefully bring in new supporters to the channel, man. Because we trying to hit that 5K. And that 5K got to be hit before the end of this year. That's our goal for the channel, and it is what it is. But other than that, do what y'all gotta do right now to do what I just said, and we're gonna get this video started. But I'm finna go get this cord real quick, and the video finna start right back up. Alright, I'm back. So we finna go ahead finally get this video officially started with the screen record. I'm about to start the video now.
Besides the music, you're getting a lot of attention on the internet. I did my research on you. There's another guy, no Savage, he lit just like you. People making it seem like it's an issue though. Is he being hyped up or everything cool?
Man, they dragging that shit. It ain't nothing.
It ain't really nothing?
Ain't nothing. You know what it is for real. That's it.
Tonight, a motorist pulled up to this intersection, yelled to me, "Has the killer been caught?" I told him no. And it shows you the level of concern here in Shaw caused by last night's shooting right here on this sidewalk behind me.
All right, what's up?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on, but if I'm not mistaken, if they talking about the Capitol, then I think these two groups take place in Washington, but I don't know for sure. Like I said, I don't know anything about these two groups and the main people in them, so we're gonna find out. But yeah, that's just crazy. And I already know Washington definitely got a high murder rate and stuff as well. It got a lot of crime and stuff, just like the other hoods around the U.S. and stuff like that. So it's definitely trouble everywhere. It don't matter if you go to Miami. It don't matter if you go to Tennessee. It don't matter if you go to somewhere like L.A. All the places you would think is real good and stuff, it still got their downside and stuff like that, stuff that's really going on and stuff. So y'all gotta pay attention to y'all surroundings and where y'all at, and if you can, learn about the areas you thinking about traveling to and stuff to make sure you know where you at, and if you got to avoid some of these places if you know you don't want to try to get in any trouble and stuff like that, because like I said, it's hoods and stuff going on everywhere, no matter where you at. It's simple.
What's up, everybody? We gotta talk about the DC drill scene that's been heating up. Most of the attention's been on Brooklyn drill and before that Chicago, but with DC rappers like No Savage and Walk Down Will getting millions of views consistently, people are starting to tune in. Washington DC is the capital of the US, but it often goes under the radar since it's a small city in the DMV tri-state area. This is the story of two neighborhoods that are 5 minutes from each other, 37th and Simple City, and they do not get along. Both of them are in the southeast DC, and the tension is so bad that kids from both neighborhoods cannot be put in the same school. In 2019, the music escalated tensions. The rapper No Savage from 37th was heavily dissing his ops at a simple city. At the same time, No Savage was putting on this other rapper from his area named Act-Clicka, who was going viral, getting hundreds of thousands of views because his content was only focused on disrespecting the dead folks of Simple City and dropping direct disses towards the rival rapper Walk Down Will. And at the
So it sounds like these two groups definitely got bad blood towards each other, and ain't nothing left off limits and stuff. So they really just got a real hate for each other and stuff like that. You could definitely tell. He even said the one rapper literally made a lot of songs that dissing the other side's dead people and stuff like that. So there's definitely a lot of disrespect going on, and these people definitely want each other's blood, and this definitely ain't gonna cool down no time soon at all. So, and that's, like I said, that's like a lot of other places all over the US. So it's all with the same story, just different guys and maybe different type of music and all type of stuff going on. But at the end of the day, they all want the same thing, to hurt each other and see who can get the most disrespectful between the two. Simple as that.
start of the new year last year, Act-Clicka was found dead outside the train station near Howard University after a drive-by in a white SUV that was caught on camera. The police say Act-Clicka...
Oh, dang. So this person basically gone already. But yeah, man, he was dissing a lot of people, so that's what comes with it. But that's crazy, man. I'm just now knowing about these people. Like I said, it's crazy that I'm still finding out new information and stuff about different hip-hop groups and all that around the U.S. and stuff like that. Cause like I said, I never heard of these groups, and let alone any of the main people outside of basically leading in the front for the two groups at the end of the day. So this is gonna be my first time, and I'm probably definitely have to go check out their music after this video for sure to see what all they rapped about and what flows they used and stuff, and how they made those songs unique, because they was getting thousands of views, so they had to definitely be good, at least in music wise and stuff like that. So we gotta definitely check them out.
Rico was lured to the train station by a girl through DMs on Instagram. But the story gets more complicated. A couple months later, the police would arrest Walk Down Will, the rival rapper, as the main murder suspect, claiming he was the one who hacked into the girl's Instagram and set the whole thing up. 3 members of Walk Down's crew were arrested as well. But the case has more holes than a dartboard.
And that's crazy, because say if the girl really did do it, then she definitely was basically one of those females where you had to watch your back, because you don't know what they might be on. Some of these females definitely be a part of this stuff, and they be people that you would think ain't really doing nothing but really is and stuff, and can set people up and stuff with they guys and all that stuff. And that's what we call nowadays backdoor people. So she basically backdoored them if she was the one that sent those messages, but they trying to say that this dude had hacked her account and sent them messages, so they don't really know for sure. Like, it's basically like Trap Geek said, it's confusing. So we're gonna continue on.
A lot of folks close to the situation don't believe Walk Down did it. And since Act-Clicka's death, there's been shootings every week. 37th retaliating with drive-bys, and a Simple City kid who's just 16 years old was arrested for 4 murders and 7 attempts just months after Act-Clicka was killed. Now, we're gonna get into all this, but first we're blessed with a song of the day today from my guy Millies and Jim Jones. Let's go.
Where I'm from, they selling fireworks for fireworks. My youngest said he riding on the Dyer shirt. Mecca died, COVID in my lungs.
This is the city of politicians. Washington, D.C.'s got all the suits from both sides. That's where they go to make laws and budgets, supposedly to help people. Yet somehow in their own backyard...
Yeah, and I'm reading this, so if y'all want to read along real quick, then go ahead. But if I read it too fast and continue on, then y'all just gonna have to pause it.
DC is number 6 in youth incarceration and number 2 in youth homelessness. They're always in the top 10 homicide rate.
Damn, second for youth drug use, first in youth poverty, first in homeless youth, 6th for detainment and incarceration. Yeah, the youth out there, Definitely ain't no
Make
good
laws
going
and
on.
budgets supposedly to help people. Yet somehow in their own backyard, DC is number 6 in youth incarceration and number 2 in youth homelessness.
And that just goes to show, man, the environment is what impacts the youth the most, because growing up, our brains ain't always fully developed just yet. I'm saying always. Well, it is always. They never fully developed at a young age. So whatever happens from the time we in our youth years, like anywhere from even 5 years old to 18 at the latest, we definitely get our brains constructed to what's going on around us and stuff, and some of us, we don't really try to change some of those things that we get put in our brains. Pretty much at the end of the day, we don't figure out what's the good and the bad. We just see that, oh, our friends, family, etc., is doing this and that, so we think that's the way we should be doing stuff nowadays. And on top of that, some of us just go based off of what's going around in our neighborhood, not what we supposed to be doing as everyday life, regular, average civilians and stuff. We ain't thinking about, I'm supposed to grow up, go do this, go do that, and be good. Like, nah, some of us, we see our friends and family going through stuff, and we end up getting caught up in that stuff. And at that point, once we too far in, we don't even think about the other good stuff that we actually supposed to be doing in life and stuff like that. We ain't even thinking about, oh, I'm supposed to go to school every day, I'm supposed to stay away from violence, drugs, gangs, I'm supposed to go get a job when I get to 18, or go to the army. I'm supposed to go do something pretty much to set your life up in the future for success, pretty much at the end of the day, if y'all know what I'm saying. So at a young age, a lot of stuff can influence us, and like I said, our brains ain't fully developed yet. So once we get influenced and stuff like that, we automatically think that's what we supposed to be doing and stuff like that, and going through all this stress and turmoil at the end of the day, which is sad. So, man, definitely crazy that they first in some of this stuff, and second in for youth drug use. That says a lot.
They're always in the top 10 homicide rates in the country, despite being a small city of just 700,000 people. And since it's the federal capital, Washington is not considered a state, so residents don't got voting representation in Congress or in the Senate. Historically, DC's always been the pulse of the DMV area. It's got all the clubs, the malls, the sports teams, the birthplace of go-go music, which inspired artists like Wale and others. But in the late 2000s, early 2010s, go-go concerts were being shut down all over the city. The government viewed these parties and bands as inciters of violence, forcing clubs to shut down. A lot of the pioneers got locked up.
Pretty much like how Chicago did Chief Keef and even Lil Durk, because Lil Durk even said they trying to shut down some of the stuff he wanted to do out there. So it's like the police and whoever got high power in justice and laws and all that stuff, they look at this stuff. They don't care if the artist is trying to promote positivity and telling people to not do what they did, just go live life the right way and stuff like that. They don't care about none of that. If they see the crime rate and stuff like that going on, and murders at a all-time high and stuff like that, they ain't trying to hear nothing that the artist is saying and stuff. So they trying to basically take away their opportunities and stuff and say, nah, because we got a lot of this stuff going on, and y'all basically the influencers of all that stuff. So they don't want to see y'all having any type of events, nothing. So they try to shut all of that down, which is kind of sad, but I do get the point. But at the same time, it's still kind of sad because those people, they definitely losing a lot of opportunities and business opportunities, etc., etc. So it's bad both ways, to be honest, at the end of the day.
silencing the scene. During that time though, the kids were on a different regime, instilling this regional drill sound that was going viral in the DMV area.
Fuck this system, we break every law in this bitch. I walk on my stick, don't ask me and my type. In this bit, hit the left, go to off at the light. DMX off the perky, try spin every night.
That's Walk Down Will, considered to be one of the young pioneers of DC drill. And in order to understand this story, we're going to his neighborhood of Simple City in Southeast DC. Simple City's been in a brutal war with 37th, the neighborhood that's 5 minutes over from them, for many decades. Passed down from generation, and speaking to the people from there, nobody actually knows what started it. In DC, they don't color bang, it's no gangs really, just neighborhoods. Around 2014, 37th had people like Shy Glizzy with his record Awesome that would
so it's pretty much, it ain't nobody saying, oh, I'm this and such gang. It's basically neighborhood, so that makes more sense too, as well as to why I don't really know of them at all, because this is actually a neighborhood versus neighborhood type of thing going on and stuff, which you could look at as like gang action and stuff like that, because that's pretty much what it is. But at the end of the day, they pretty much just represent their neighborhood, and they don't get along with the other side, so that's just, it is what it is at the end of the day. But they, like he said, they don't even know when all of this started and why it started and stuff like that. So it's a lot of stuff we won't be able to actually know for sure about the deep root of why they don't like each other at all. So, and plus on top of that, it's already murders and stuff that's happened between both sides. So that's mainly the only things we know so far as to why they don't like each other at this point.
Was scorching hot all over the country. And then again in 2017, Shy Glizzy had the Grammy-nominated track Crew with Goldlink. Being that he was one of the few rappers out of DC to have a Billboard Hot 100 hit, Glizzy basically gave bragging rights to 37th, which is his home. But internal beef was brewing. Glizzy was having tensions with younger cast from his area, like No Savage and Young Jose, who thought that Shy wasn't doing enough for them or for 37th.
Say Glizzy can't come to the hood.
That's basically the same thing with Keith's situation and stuff. They said he ain't do too much for them and stuff, so they told him pretty much, they was telling anybody that they know of or could reach, get their opinions out to, pretty much, since Keith ain't did this, he can't come over here no more. We ain't rocking with him, and so on and so on. It's too much stuff going on. So you pretty much at the end of the day got people beefing with their own people that they supposed to be cool with at the end of the day. So, and we seen a lot of that in a lot of different places. So y'all definitely know what I'm talking about as far as that. But I didn't know he was going through that. I thought he actually just was beefing with people outside of his group. So I come to find out he actually beefing with people from his own neighborhood and stuff. So that's crazy.
Say Glizzy can't come to the hood. Hey, who run 37? Okay.
Now you travel just 5 minutes over to Simple City. Around that time, 2016, 2017, they weren't doing too much musically. Although Simple City is home to legends like Marvin Gaye. But one headline you'll probably remember revolves around the name OG Madman.
New details about the Hampton University student who fell to his death early this morning.
Investigators still piecing together what happened in Richmond. Here's Marissa Jasic.
And I actually heard about this, man. And it's crazy. Some of this stuff I actually did hear about, but I never really knew some of the actual stuff like this going on and how all that stuff is tied together. So that's crazy. I'm definitely learning a whole bunch of new stuff.
Early this morning.
Investigators still piecing together what happened in Richmond. Here's Marissa Jasic.
Affiliated with Simple and hung around Simple City for protection, OG Madman was a rapper who touched at least 1 million views in 2016 after filming this wild music video at the gravesite of his ops, violating the graves.
Yeah, and I remember that too. He definitely was big disrespectful in that song. So a lot of people definitely wanted him out the way. So It's crazy, man. There's a lot of this stuff going on too.
Like pouring alcohol all over. People like DJ Academics covered it. I remember Blackie Speaks made a video. This was all over the news. Well, OG Madman ended up getting backdoored, murdered at a cookout in his home territory, basically. Even the Simple City folks who protected him weren't feeling what he was doing. Said it was too extra. Regardless, the 37th and Simple City War raged on all throughout 2017-2018. Then No Savage emerged.
So basically, he got backdoored by his own people, and some people, some gangs and stuff, and or in this case, if you tied to a neighborhood that don't like another neighborhood. Long story short, a lot of those people in those parties don't like when somebody, even in from their own group, doing something so disrespectful like this, because now you bringing even more heat to the people you around. And on top of that, you possibly ain't got enough to provide protection for us to help protect you at the end of the day, because y'all supposed to all be a group and protect each other and stuff. But if a person like him is doing something like that, but he ain't bringing in no type of money to help protecting people around us, then hey, you gotta go. But he actually got killed and stuff, so that's what's crazy about it. Because in another situation, I forgot the dude's name, but he from New York. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I talk about this. Pretty much, he got kicked out the GDs and stuff because he was doing too much that they really didn't like and stuff. So they pretty much disowned him, like pretty much saying he ain't GD with us no more and stuff like that. So y'all that know about that situation know what I'm talking about and know the name of the rapper I'm talking about, because I can't even think of his name right now. But they ain't kill him or nothing. So, but this one they actually did. That's what's crazy right here.
Rap niggas, that's why y'all don't get nowhere. Mari, that's why you ain't got no deals. That's why you ain't got nothing. You don't get nowhere off rapping because you niggas bitches.
This super energetic rapper from 37th who had the youth on lock. And after initial tension with elders like Shy Glizzy were swept under the rug, No Savage had a direct path towards being DC's hottest rapper. But the street shit was making its way into songs. Even before his rival Walk Down Will started rapping, No Savage had this song called Shots for Everybody, dissing Simple City in July of 2019. Simple City was quick to respond over the same beat weeks later, flipping the title to Everybody Gets Shot. But Simple City didn't have a clear opposition in the booth to represent them on records and go against No Savage. That's when Walk Down Will emerged as Simple City's challenge to No Savage, dropping his first song in September of 2019 called Backdoor Locked.
She tried to give me some head, she tried to backdoor me, now her nigga dead. The blue and red lights had to break from the feds. I've been in the streets, I can never be.
Now he's just 19 years old, but Walk Down is widely regarded as the hottest new commodity out of DC, getting label meetings with Capitol Records, Alamo, and many others showing interest. Walk Down moved to Simple City from 501 at a young age after they tore down his housing complex. He was booked for robbery as a juvenile, but never completed probation. Police have been targeting Walk Down since the beginning, banning him from doing shows with Rod Wave and The Baby, labeling him a threat to the community. Of course, Walk Down's got a tough drill sound, but unlike a lot of his ops from 37th, Walk Down was not focused on direct disses. He was more about making good music. The same cannot be said for his main op, No Savage. No Savage even has a song on his 2020 mixtape called Fuck Simp, basically dissing the whole area, and that track has since been removed and is nowhere to be found on streaming services. All this set up for a brutal winter in 2019, when No Savage was promoting a rapper from 37th named Act-Clicka, who released 2 songs in November and December that would take the war to a new level. His song Straight Facts went viral around the DMV area at almost 500,000 views. In it, Act talks about smoking on Walk Down's dead homies. He goes on to say, "How's your name Walk Down but you run?" clearly taunting Walk Down and even questioning which area he's from. This gave Act-Clicka a lot of clout locally, but it also made him a prime target in the beef. And 2 days after releasing Straight Facts in December of 2019, one of Walk Down's homies found Act-Clicka on the train by himself. Now, nobody got hurt, but it could have went way left. Act-Clicka himself said he wasn't strapped, which led his ops to taunt him, saying he must have been capping in his raps all along, joking that there must have been a curfew on guns if he didn't have it with him on the train. Several days later, Lockdown, who up until then was focused only on making good music and not dissing, decided to respond to the recent slew of disses coming from 37th by dropping his own song titled Directed to the Ops.
Yeah, and I'm thugging for real. Yeah, niggas be capping, they put my name in their songs. I don't know why these niggas be dance. He talking to business, so we got to drop on his house. We gon' pop up and he come up in.
Christmas would go by, and the tension was reaching dangerous heights, with shootings happening every week. A few days into the new year 2020, Act-Clicka was DMing a girl. She told him to pick her up at the Shaw train station around 11:30 at night. Act-Clicka went uptown with one other person to Northwest DC near Howard University to meet this girl at Shaw train station. She told him she was outside, but when Act-Clicka arrived, they couldn't see her. So the friend went looking down the tunnel inside this.
And that's the mistake right there. I would have told Shorty, hey, if I'm coming to pick you up, be out in a public area, like public area, like pretty much on the street, where if I'm pulling up and something in the car, then I can obviously just see you. I ain't even got to hop out the car, none of that. But if I don't see Shorty, I'm hopping right back in my car, especially if I know what I got going on and people want my head and stuff like that. I'm not finna hop out the car and go looking for nobody, especially a female that's probably only a one-night stand or something crazy. I'm not finna hop out the car. If I don't see you, shit, hey, I'm gonna hit your inbox. Hey, I ain't see you. So either you come into the car in 5 minutes or I'm about to pull off and bail. It's just that simple. But yeah, man, he definitely made a mistake doing that, getting out and looking for her and stuff like that. They definitely should just left if she wasn't there.
Station, and Act-Clicka waited outside. After a couple minutes, the friend returned from the tunnel and found Act-Clicka laying dead on the ground, shot in the head. The girl was nowhere to be found. On CCTV footage, you see a white SUV pull up quickly and begin firing, but nobody gets out the car and they speed off without any trace of who did it. Police and paramedics show up to the scene, and Act-Clicka was taken to the hospital where he later died from his wounds. He was only 18. Now a couple months would go by, and the police knew Act-Clicka's death was a targeted shooting, but they need proof. At the crime scene, they went through Act-Clicka's phone to find out why he was there and discovered those DMs with the girl. Somehow, those text combos were enough for DC police to put out an arrest warrant for Walkdown Will in March of 2020. Only evidence they got, allegedly Walkdown did have access to the girl's Instagram account, but
yeah, that one kind of 50-50. I ain't gonna lie to you. But like Trap Geek said, they definitely feel like they might still need a lot more evidence to really book him for a charge, though. Just because he might have access to her account don't mean necessarily he was actually talking to him through her account at the time, so it ain't no telling. But either way, man, he got hit up, so it definitely makes it look even more like, yeah, it was a plan set up and everything. But at the same time, they still don't know for sure just yet who exactly set the whole thing up. Was it even him or was it the girl herself? So it's definitely kind of suspicious right there, though. So I don't know about that. Y'all let me know if y'all think that's enough to charge dude and keep him locked up, or if y'all think maybe the girl actually did have something to do with it and it just happened to be his guys that's cool with her and stuff that pulled up and did the hit and then left. So, like I said, it's definitely questionable and definitely could be debated on if he actually has something to do with it or not.
Girl, somehow, those text combos were enough for DC police to put out an arrest warrant for Walkdown Will in March of 2020. Only evidence they got, allegedly Walkdown did have access to the girl's Instagram account. But the problem is Walkdown is one of many people who had access to this girl's IG account. Later that month, the police...
So dang, he not even the only one that got access to that account. So there's other people that could possibly have set that whole thing up besides the girl. So it's definitely questionable, and I don't know how they was like I feel like they just said forget it. We already know they beefing and stuff. We just gonna grab the main person that we know got problems with this dude. So we gonna lock him up and let him sit until further notice, pretty much. Cause that's all it is at the end of the day. A person could get arrested for murder, but don't actually get the charges for sure just yet. They still got to go through a trial and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, either way, you're going to be sitting in jail. Because if they don't give you no bond or nothing for that murder, then you just pretty much going to be sitting there. It don't even matter if you got charged yet. So at the end of the day, he pretty much locked up for something he possibly didn't have anything to do. So it's all crazy and messed up. But yeah, man, that's just crazy.
20. Only evidence they got, allegedly Walkdown did have access to the girl's Instagram account. But the problem is Walkdown is one of many people who had access to this girl's IG account. Later that month, the police were desperately looking for Walkdown, who, as it turns out, had just flown down to Cali, where he posted these pics to IG. This led investigators to geolocate him via surveillance footage and the IG pictures, but when they arrived to the neighborhood in Cali where he took the photos, they couldn't locate him, and later found out he was back in DC shooting visuals for the music video Warning, which is why the intro is literally the police pulling up to the spot and arresting Walkdown right then and there. And he's been locked up ever since. In DC, they do not do bond, and because he never completed his probation as a minor, Walkdown will stay in prison until his trial ends, which, knowing how the system works, could take another year to even start the trial.
And that's what I said, man. And then on top of that, I didn't even know DC don't do bonds on stuff like that. So, yeah, they pretty much got him no matter what. They don't want him out at all, because if they do find out that he has something to do with it, they're going to be blue as hell that they let him go. So they pretty much just like, yeah, you just going to have to sit until this whole everything gets solved at the end of the day. So pretty much until this problem is solved, you ain't going nowhere whether you had anything to do with it or not. And that's the sad thing, but the sad truth about the justice system, man, because it's a lot of people that possibly might be innocent sitting in jail for something they didn't do. And we already definitely seen a lot of cases like that over the years where people got out after 20, 30, or 40 even, in lesser years, etc., for a crime that they didn't even do at all. So it's sad, but it's true, man, and that's fucked up. So it ain't no telling what's gonna happen with him, man, because he's still either way jammed up regardless of what's going on, and only time will tell.
But the case against Walkdown remains weak. The police have been unable to ID a suspect from the security footage at the train station the night of the murder. Even so, Walkdown has an alibi. Turns out he was shot the same night that Act-Clicka was killed, and it wasn't from gunfire between him and Act-Clicka was unarmed the night he died. Now the prosecutors waved that off. They claim Walkdown shot himself in the right hand to create an alibi.
Bruh, this is what I just said this. They will try to find a way to lock you up and keep you locked up for whatever reason. They don't care. At the end of the day, they just want to solve cases, even though they might not even have all the evidence or the facts behind their arrest to keep a person locked up and charge them with whatever case they got going on. So that's crazy. So pretty much they're trying to say he lying and shot his own self just so he could have an alibi to not be arrested for that murder. But let's be real. What if he actually did get shot by somebody else and y'all got him in jail for nothing? Meanwhile, the person that shot him just out running around free. So it's like either way, y'all not really doing y'all job for real. Y'all pretty much just trying to cheat y'all way to ending a case when in reality, y'all don't even got all the evidence and facts to really end the case just yet. So it's like either way, it's a slap in the face saying forget if you had business opportunities or opportunities knocking on your door while you was out, you ain't gonna be able to act on them because now you in jail and you gotta sit. So, hey, it is what it is. Now you losing out on money and stuff like that. And these opportunities ain't guaranteed to come back knocking on your door again, even if you do get out. So either way, it's all bad for him. Like I said, that's crazy, and it's to the point now they saying he lying to them and shot himself just to get out of that murder case. That's crazy.
Which sounds ridiculous. Nevertheless, the prosecutors charged him, and they now have 9 months to indict him, so sometime in February would be the next update. But right now, Walkdown is in good spirits and convinced he'll be home soon.
Yeah, that's messed up, man. This whole situation is definitely out of control. Two neighborhoods don't like each other, and we don't know the roots behind why they don't like each other, but only thing we do know for sure is that we can say they have a reason to beef is because they already had murdered people from each other's group. So at the end of the day, this is basically gonna be an ongoing thing. It ain't gonna have no end no time soon, and the history pretty much is gonna repeat itself. The youth, like they said, the youth is getting influenced at an early age and leading the U.S. in some of the major categories for youth trouble and crimes and stuff like that. So yeah, man, the whole thing is just all messed up. The justice system is all messed up, and you really, as an African American, can't depend on the justice system too much. No matter if you a regular average civilian doing all the right things in your life, or if you is running around doing the bad things in your life. So at the end of the day, nobody wins, and this is all a continuing cycle, man. And that's just the sad truth about reality. But at the end of the day, man, that's the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, then make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget, like I said, if you also been watching videos on the channel but for some reason not subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. But other than that, that's the end of this video, and I'm going to see y'all later on with more bangers. Stay tuned and subscribe and help us get to 5K. Peace.